Welcome, everybody, to Cinema Royale. I am Travis Hobson of PunchdrunkCritics.com. And this week we're running from the cocaine bear. The cocaine bear.
You're running
You can see
towards the cocaine bear so you can share with him.
you can see my buddy Chris Bumbray from JoBo.com is here. Of course, I had to talk with him about this movie because
I mean, if you're going to be talking about cocaine and bears, who else are you going to call?
when I think cocaine, the first person I think of is Chris Bumbray. So
I wonder why. No, I'm kidding. No.
I think this is probably the movie that people are like super excited about. Like all my friends, like I talk all the time about movies that come out. And, critics like you and me, we get excited for them, but like your average buddy does not give a damn about some of the movies that we like. But Cocaine Bear is like the movie that everyone I know is like, I can't wait to go see that movie. It looks ridiculous. It looks like this year's Snakes on a Plane. Like one of those movies where the title gives away everything. Like the title tells you everything the movie is. Cocaine Bear gives you a bear on cocaine.
Well, yeah,
A lot
and
more
then
than that too, but the bear on cocaine is what you're coming for, right?
like people complaining about it. It's like, well, it's called Cocaine Bear. I mean, if you buy a ticket to a movie called Cocaine Bear and you don't
Right.
want to see a bear on cocaine, then that's on you. I mean,
Right.
like,
Exactly. And look, if that's what you're going there to see, you're going to get a lot of the bear on cocaine. We're talking about a bear snorting cocaine, eating cocaine, chasing cocaine,
exhaling cocaine.
exhaling cocaine, hunting people he thinks have cocaine on them. I mean, this movie's pretty wild, man. And I wasn't sure. The thing that I was worried about going in was, is this going to be like a one joke film? Like
Mhm.
Bears high on cocaine, and that's going to be the joke of it. I actually found the rest of it kind of funny. Like there's a lot of like human characters, of course, who are trying to either get away from the bear or trying to find the cocaine, like trying to track this cocaine that has fallen to this forest, this national forest. And you got guys like O'Shea Jackson Jr. there, and you got Alden Ehrenreich, who's having quietly a very good year, I would say
He
so
is.
far, with this and Fair Play. You got the late Ray Liotta. Made me sad to kind of watch him a little bit. He's a lot of fun in this. A lot of great, and of course Carrie Russell is always amazing for many different reasons.
And
Uh,
then
and
a
Brooklyn
bunch of
Prince.
her Americans co-stars showed up. I mean, her husband, Matthew Rhys, has a
Yep,
great cameo.
he's a great
And
cameo.
Margot Martindale.
And Margot Martindale. Yeah, Margot Martindale is a fun role in this too.
I always
Uh,
remember Kerry Russell beating the shit out of Margot Martindale in like The Americans and being really uncomfortable with that. But this is Margot Martindale in like, do you ever watch BoJack Horseman?
no, but I know of it, but I don't
So
really.
she always would show up as like a criminally insane version of Margot Martindale, and they'd be like, "Wow, it's character actress Margot Martindale," and she was like nuts, like a lunatic. And she's like in that mode in this movie.
Yeah. She plays a park ranger who yeah, she's a lot of fun in this film. But that was my main problem. Was like my main worry was like, is this going to be like a one note film? And it's like it's only 90 minutes long, and is it going to like run out of gas at the 30 minutes? But I actually found it a lot of fun. I thought the human characters were great. Everyone who I wanted to get mauled by the bear got mauled by the bear. And I think it crafts a pretty decent little story around some of the characters who have all these different motivations going on. Even Isaiah Whitlock, who I know we're both big fans of. He didn't say the line,
I know.
unfortunately.
I kept waiting for it.
I was waiting so hard for it. Brooklyn Prince from the Florida Project is in this too. I liked her. And the kid from Sweet Tooth, the Netflix show, Kristen Convery, who plays her friend, is in this as well. I really like the cast of this. I thought this was a lot of fun.
Me too. I had a great time with it. I saw it with Laura and a couple friends last night, and I mean, it was exactly what you want from a movie like that. I think she found the right tone. I mean, it's not Jaws with a bear because the bear's not the bad guy in it. Like the bear's is doing what a bear's got to do because the bear's fucked up on coke. I mean, that's what a bear would do. And it's like it's a cool crime comedy horror mashup. With great characters, a great ensemble. My only thing is, I feel like the movie maybe got tinkered with a bit towards the end because if you notice, I thought Kerry Russell was going to be the lead because they kind of set her up as like
Yeah,
the us character, but it's really Alden Ehrenreich and O'Shea Jackson
yep,
Jr.
yep,
And I think that what must have happened was they must have screened the movie and their kind of buddy chemistry
yeah,
really
yeah,
dominated and won
yeah.
people over, and then they recentered the movie around them, which I think is probably a smart idea because
There's a
the two of
lot
them really
more.
play off each other well.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot more carrying the movie from those two as drug dealers who are trying to find this coke. You know, O'Shea Jackson's character is like a little bit more serious, and Alden Ehrenreich's character's going through a breakup, so he's all
Well, his
sad.
wife died. His wife died, and he's
Yes,
and
yes,
it's
that was it.
cool that
Yes, died.
his
Yeah,
dad is the drug dealer,
he's
and
heartbroken is
kind of
what I meant, but he's
and
heartbroken. So, and
yeah, and he
yeah,
kind of wants out of the game, So like there's a good arc for his character and for O'Shea Jackson Jr., who cares about his buddy and and it's kind of their friend dynamic. I think the buddy dynamic. I think for me kind of grounded the movie and gave it some heart,
yeah,
and so I'm not surprised that they kind of built it around them. And I think Carrie Russell she gets mercilessly upstaged by Margot Martindale when they're on screen together. Like it may be payback for the Americans because like she's like chewing the scenery and then some.
yeah.
And it works. And same Isaiah Whitlock Jr. too. Like,
Yeah, these you got characters. Look, this is an outlandish story.
yeah.
It deserves to have characters who are equally outlandish.
I
And
could see Isaiah Whitlock Jr. seeing that script and going, "Oh hell yeah!"
oh yeah, exactly, exactly. Even his character, who seems like he's a normal guy, is also like a little bit off the fucking wall.
Well, he's got like he just wants to get back to his dog.
He wants to get back to his dog, right? But yeah, it's there's no Carrie Russell's character, and look, she's perfectly fine in the movie for the role, but it's like, but that is very much like the straight man sort of role, and she gets her moment where she gets to play like badass mom, like Mama Bear type scene. She gets that, but like she doesn't really have like anything memorable besides that. Like I
Well,
thought
because like the bear
Brooklyn
is the
Prince had
hero
more
of
to
the
do than she
movie.
did.
In a way, the bear is kind of the hero of the movie, right? I
The
mean,
bear is who you're rooting for.
yeah, totally rooting for the bear. But I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, I really enjoyed it though. I liked the comedy aspect. I liked the kids trying the Coke with like eating it. Like it's just kind of, that's gonna be controversial, but I thought it was funny. I
It's
loved,
gonna be yeah. There's gonna be a lot of people that complain about that scene, but let me just say, look, everybody does some coke in this movie at some point. All right, so
I like, I love how they opened it up though with the old PSAs.
yeah,
Cocaine.
yeah, those are really great. The sad
The
thing is,
thrill to
I
kill.
like remember all of them, so it's like yeah,
Pee Wee Herman.
no, but this
Because
is
if
this
anybody
movie
should tell you how to lead a straight and narrow life, it's Pee Wee Herman.
exactly. No, but the movie's directed by Elizabeth Banks, and I think this is her third film that she's directed. Am I right?
Yeah, she did. I think she
Pitch
did what
Perfect
Pitch
two,
Perfect 2,
Pitch Perfect two,
Charlie's
Charlie's Angels.
Angels.
Pitch Perfect two is atrocious. It's awful.
Never saw it.
I think it's the
Never saw any of those
I think it's
movies.
the worst. Really, you never seen any of them?
Never.
How's that even possible?
I've avoided them. There's a guy in the cast that I really don't like, and I avoided it because of him. There's two guys in the cast that I cannot stand, and I avoided the movie because of these two guys.
Skylar and which guy?
No, it's Adam Devine and
Adam
Ben
Devine
Platt.
and Ben
Those,
Platt. Yeah, yeah, I
those
can
two
see that.
guys,
I
which
can
is
see
too bad
that.
because I
But
think
but
Adam
it's also
Devine.
Anna
I've
Kendrick.
heard he's a really nice guy though, so I kind of feel bad about that because some people have told me
Hey
afterwards
man,
that he's a great
some
guy.
actors you just don't like, man.
Yeah.
It's what it is. But I mean, I figured just like the Anna Kendrick factor alone would have got you in there. So
No, those two guys were enough to. It was like the same thing. Like it used to be like that with Josh Gad, although I've kind of come around to him a little bit.
yeah. I think that's kind of happened to me with Josh Gad too. I like him more now. So,
Well, he's just
but
such a nice guy if you interact with him. That's the problem. Like it's kind of one of those things. It's like, oh, I can't hate this guy.
yeah, yeah.
He like interacts with the Joe Blow on Twitter sometimes. He's a great guy. So it's like, oh fuck, okay.
But I think Pitch Perfect two is like the worst of the three, and then Charlie's Angels, the reboot that Banks directed.
Awful. I did see that, and man, I hated it.
I don't remember hating it. I think because I was too busy looking at who was starring in it, so I didn't hate it.
I don't think it necessarily is her fault though. I mean, I think the studio they put nothing into it though. Like they really, it was the same thing they did with Men in Black International, where they just shat out another version of these movies to try and make, to keep those franchises
Yeah,
going, but had no good reason to do it.
yeah. No, I would agree with that. Banks is a solid director, but I think this is probably the best of the movies that she's directed by far.
Well, and she didn't, the thing about Charlie's Angels too, I don't know if the movie was like this, but I think that the campaign got kind of bogged down by the whole messaging aspect of it, and it became very politicized. And, there's nothing political about Cocaine Bear, right? It's a bear on coke, and she directed it like that. Like, let's just make something entertaining. Let's have people have a good time. And it is kind of old fashioned in that way, which is why, it was almost like a 90s indie comedy with like a bigger budget.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If only it had like a Samuel Jackson type character in it, it could be like a black exploitation movie too, like an exploitation movie because it kind of
I
has.
feel like Isaiah Whitlock Jr. has kind of moved into the Sam Jackson role now. He's getting some of the old roles that would have been played by Sam Jackson back in the day. They're like going to Isaiah Whitlock Jr. It's like kind of cool.
Yeah. So now we gotta ask ourselves what happens. What's next for the Cocaine Bear? Like, is there going to be a Cocaine Bear sequel?
I mean, they left it. I think they want to maybe do one
I
though.
think so too. I think so too. I think that it feels like
cocaine capybaras.
Cocaine Bear two. What there another bag of coke like drops in like what L.A. or Vegas. Like Vegas is like usual sequel fare. Like,
Maybe
like
they'll do something dumb. Like I was thinking the other day because it was on TV. No, King Kong, the 76 version was on TV. And I was watching with Laura and I was like, they did a sequel to this. And she's like, how? He's fucking dead. And I'm like, they gave him an artificial heart. And then he gets a blood transfusion from Lady Kong and they have a baby.
what did she say?
She said it sounded great, actually. I had a friend, my old buddy Chris used to watch that movie King Kong Lives. We watched it together, really,
Yeah.
doing some of the things that the bear does in this movie, and he's just kind of like he was wiping away a tear watching King Kong Lives, just so moving. The bears, the Kongs together. So I don't know, Cocaine Bear could get like an artificial heart or something like that, or
I just feel like you've got this bear on cocaine. There's cocaine everywhere. Like the cocaine boom doesn't end like at that point. There's probably more cocaine. Like
I mean,
there's
it's the
got to be.
80s. I mean,
Right, it's
people
the
maybe
80s, but
though,
it's like
some more people will go into the forest. Like I feel like you could easily do another one. I don't know about you though. I will say this, and this is no fault of the movie. The projection that I saw this in a theater. It had some of the worst projection I've ever seen. The last half hour of the movie, you almost couldn't tell what was happening. It was so dark.
there was some people next to me that were complaining about it as well. And it didn't really bother me that much. But yeah, there were people around me that were complaining about it too. So maybe it's something with whatever the digital print they're using. I don't know. But yeah. But I don't know.
I
I'm
liked the
I'm excited
soundtrack
for
too.
more. I'm excited for more Cocaine Bear, and I know I got some other friends who are going to want to go see it. So I imagine that I'm probably going to have to go see it at least one more
I'm
time.
curious to see how it'll do though in terms of box office because I mean it's not going to beat Quantum Mania, but I mean it's funny because it's a battle between
Are you
Jesus
sure
and
about that?
cocaine
I'm
this
not so
weekend.
sure about that. Ant-Man only did like what 100 million domestic.
Yeah, but even if it drops like 60%, that's still like 40 million this weekend. There's no way Cocaine Bear is not making $40 million.
I don't know. People didn't really like Ant-Man that much, and people are excited about Cocaine Bear. I'll
Our
just
guy
put it
is
like this:
thinking
I
Cocaine
will
Bear is
not
going
be
to do about
shocked
50.
if Cocaine Bear edges out Ant-Man. I will not be.
Really, our guy thinks that Cocaine Bear is going to do about 15 million this weekend, and it'll be number two, and it'll probably beat Jesus Revolution because Jesus Revolution is number three.
Yeah, I don't even remember what that is. I know we
You know,
had.
Jesus Revolution. I'm curious to see it because it's based on this real figure of the kind of the hippie Jesus movement in the 60s. But the thing is, it's a Christian movie. But the guy who it's about died of AIDS and was gay. Like, I don't think so. I mean, the movie's not going to deal with that, I don't think. So,
Right,
why do a movie like that if you're going to wear, if you're gonna tone it down so much to the point that it's not even,
right.
reality anymore.
Yeah, no, I hear you. All right, so we both agree, Chris and I, more Cocaine Bear. Definitely need more Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine
Uh,
Bears. Simple.
Cocaine. Cocaine Bears. Yes. I don't know. I'm excited to see how this movie does. I'm excited for more people to see it.
I hope it does well because I like, a weird little movie like this, being a sleeper hit, I think is a good thing for the industry. So I do
Yeah.
hope it does well.
I mean, I get excited when people are legitimately like anticipating a movie, and people are legitimately anticipating this movie. So I expect that it'll do well this weekend.
I'd like to see some non-superhero movies do well. Like I'm hoping this does well. I'm hoping that Air does well as well, the Nike movie. I'm hoping Creed 3 does well. And, it'd be nice to see some of these movies be hits.
Creed 3 will definitely do well.
I'm sure.
It's big black men with a lot of abs punching each other.
The ladies are gonna go. I'm gonna
I
go.
mean, yeah, I'll just say this about the Creed screening. We can't really review it yet, not until later. But I'll say this: there in the screening we were at, there were it was in a part of DC that we don't typically do our screenings at, and there were a lot of black critics there, particularly women. Like it was all press, black female film critics and influencers were there. There is a montage in the movie, as you might expect for a boxing movie. There is a montage in the movie, and I'm pretty sure every woman in that place got pregnant during that. I'm sure that when it was over, they were all pregnant. Because all I heard were oohs and ahs during the montage.
I mean,
and
they
I'm
got
pretty
both
sure
the guys like their feet have abs.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
insane.
pretty sure they had abs where most people don't have places. But it's just like I'm pretty sure they were all pregnant by the time it was over. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So so yeah. The ladies are definitely gonna want to go see Creed 3. But go see Cocaine Bear first. Thank you, Chris Bumbray, JoeBo.com. You guys got the Golden Schmoes going on right now,
Yeah,
right?
we did. And it's funny, the nominations are kind of surprising though. Like it is every year. Like I'm always surprised at how well certain movies do. And like the Banshees of Inisherin was cleaning up this year, and Everything Everywhere All at Once really cleaned up too. Like I would have thought that Top Gun Maverick would have been in the lead, but it wasn't. It was like third behind those two movies, So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to see how well things are. But then there's like other categories where it's just kind of like the Oscars, like Angela Bassett for Best Supporting Actress, she'll probably win, But then you've got, I think Michelle Yeoh is the one that seems like everybody loves that movie. It seems that voted on the Golden Schmo, so it's kind of interesting to see.
I watched that again. I think it's a little overrated.
I think it's slightly overrated, but I think also like the moment was right for it, I would say.
Yeah. I still don't like the Daniels. I think that's it. I hated like Swiss Army Man.
I thought you were a fan of Swiss Army Man. I thought we'd seen it together.
I was like the only person in that screening at Sundance who hated that movie.
Oh yeah, I wasn't crazy about it either though.
Yeah, I didn't like it, and I feel like I don't really like their sense of humor.
Did you see the guy calling Malcolm X? Wow, one of the best crime movies ever. Like, okay. But even Spike Lee was like, it's fine, just let it go.
Right. No, but yeah, so you got the good Golden Schmoes. We just did the Super Award announcements the other day, so those turned out really well. So yeah,
the Super Awards,
Super Awards. We did the announcements like yesterday.
I didn't get anything about it.
Really?
I had no idea.
The nominations are out. You didn't get them? Well, I know you didn't get anything about like deliberating and putting it together. That's because you seemed like you didn't really want to do it.
Yeah, I didn't, but no, I've never heard about it.
I left you out of it because you seemed like you didn't really want to. So
yeah.
So I was like, because when we started, I was like, should I just send it to Chris anyway and let him be part of it? He doesn't seem like he wants to. He probably got enough going on. So I just left you out. So
I'll check those out. I'm curious. I'll definitely vote for them.
Well, I mean, yeah, you better. I mean, better vote. Anyway, this has been great. Thank you, Chris Bumbray, JoeBo.com, for joining me on Cinema Royale to talk Cocaine Bear. I'm Travis Hobson. This has been Cinema Royale. You can find me every day at punchdrunkcritics.com. Thanks again, everyone. I will see you again next week. Goodbye. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.